Okay. So we began a list of the most blocking incorrect arguments people heard on the phone, saying, oh, there's no problem. Oh, okay, thank you. No. Oh, you said there's no problem, but I read that. Oh, no. Yeah, but this was corrected. Oh, you said this was corrected, but I read that. And so we were kind of debugging in real time the whole process, helping people contribute their code. So this is the very central part of the campaign by itself. But this is one page of a fantastic tool developed by Gérald Cedratidine Gibus, some of you know already. The tool is called Political Memory, and I will talk about it a bit more later. And it's a way of tracking the members of European Parliament in order to find them, to get in contact with them, and to keep track of what they are doing inside the Parliament. So this is the documentative part, where you can see where Jeanne-Élie Fourtou, who is the wife of Jean-René Fourtou, the president of the directoire of Vivendi Universal. Oh, no. No, come on, no. So you can see where her office is located into the building of the Parliament. You can see a phone number. You just have to click to call her using your favorite voice over IP software. You can click to send an email, of course. But you also can see the committees she's a member of. And by clicking the committee, you see the list of the other members of the committee. And this is a very, very useful tool that some assistants in the Parliament were about. So we provided this tool in order for people to reach more easily their members of Parliament. And the final output of our analysis, and Gibus once again played a very important part into this, so if he's watching the stream, I thank him so much, produced this voting list that is almost exactly in the same format of the voting list the members of European Parliament have on the table while they are voting. It's exactly a multi-column thing with the number of the amendment here, with what it is amending, what it is about. We added it because we had pages where we sorted the amendments by topic in order to better understand what was going on. Then which committee outputted the amendment, and our advice for voting with a minus or a plus plus, and etc., which is once again the standard codes used inside the Parliament to give voting recommendation, and of course our comment on why to vote. So the vote was on 24th of September, so we're about the 21st of September, and there are tens of thousands of emails, phone calls, and faxes rushing into the European Parliament. People in the offices are getting a bit tensed and stressed out about the situation. It's a very good metric for them to understand that the topic is hot, that the phone keeps ringing about it. And so they say, oh, there might be something going on about this telecoms package thing. Have you heard about it? No? Have you heard about it? I heard this guy, I think he knows about it. You heard about it? What, this voting list? And the voting list was being output on 785 fax machines. And yeah, basically we did all we could. So here was the vote. And before maybe I detail the result of the votes, Marcus here from Netzpolitik will detail us a bit what was at this very moment the forces in presence, whether the lobby forces or the political forces in the different parties. Marcus.
Hi, I try a bit because it's not that easy. Can't we switch the cam? Okay. Yeah, it's not that easy because it's a bit complex what's happening within the parliament and within the lobby groups. First, before I switch to the lobby groups, there's one political demand what we have to get more transparency and participation on the European level. If you see all the amendments, there have been more than 800 different amendments, And we and the members of parliament almost saw them 2 days before a vote. Sometimes it was just 1 day before a vote. So you can imagine nobody has a clue what about to vote. And all the people get a voting recommendation list and just go, oh, plus sounds good, double plus sounds better, minus, I shouldn't vote for it. But they have no clue what they are voting about. So for get more transparency and participation on the European level, we need more time for democracy. And that's a demand. I hope they will get it. Okay, then we have the European Parliament, what you can see. There are several fractions. You almost know it from the national level. There are fractions like the Social Democrats, the Christian Democrats, the Liberals, the Socialist Communists, the Greens, the totally right wings, the confused. Several fractions, because yeah, sometimes there are people from England who are against the EU and are a bit confused too, and they yeah, find each other with parliamentarians from other countries who are also a bit confused, but they need a group status because then they get printers and more offices and stuff like that. So that's normal. But for example, comparing to Germany, there's no Fraktionszwang, we call it. In Germany, it's totally easy. If the Christian Democrats say, we vote for this, then everyone within the fraction of the Christian Democrats votes for this. But this is the European Parliament, 25 countries. The Christian Democrats are not the same. They are totally, yeah, they have another opinion. We can use it. So it's also not that easy to say who are our friends and who are not. We can, if we take a look to the political memory, the number one was, what was his name? Le Pen. I'm so sorry for our French friends. He was the only one who took all our recommendations and just said yes.
Can
and his wife too.
I'm so sorry, Marcus, but I wanted to hide this from my presentation. I took great care of this. You blew my effect.
Yeah, I just wanted to show the problem.
Transparency, okay.
Yeah, so we can say altogether it's a political memory that the green fraction and the left-wing socialist fraction, all the Reds are called socialists, but what is the name of the radical left wings? Yeah, GUE. Yeah, do they have a real name? Okay, yeah, GUE, the radical left wings. They are almost on our side when we take a look at the political memory. The Social Democrats, it's a bit more confused, as you might know from Germany or other countries. Sometimes they want the good thing, but they do the bad thing, and yeah, they always believe they do the good thing. So we can go into the Social Democrats fraction, and we have nearly two as big wings, and it's always not so easy to find the people to get them, but it's easy. You should just try it. Then we have the Liberals. Liberals is a bit problem within the telecom package because there's Alexander Alvaro, a young German liberal who thinks he's very liberal, but he is the spokesperson for the e-privacy directive. So he's the coordinator for the whole thing. And e-privacy, you might think it's about our privacy, but it's sometimes about the privacy of some companies who have other interests. And so the Liberals are always a bit confused within the European Parliament which privacy they mean. The privacy of some companies, the Business Software Alliance on the one side, big American companies, or our privacy as European citizens. And so there's a problem. They think they are very liberal and demanding privacy, but they are always doing some bad deals behind closed doors. So they need more lobbying too. Christian Democrats, you might think that's a problem. Yes, it is.
What was very interesting about the Liberals, the center group, it's quite big in the European Parliament, and you need them in order to get a majority. Neither the right nor the left by itself gets a majority, so it gives a kind of culture of the coalition, a consensus culture, and usually the center group is very divided. There are very diverse parties gathered into this ALDE group, and so on many of the topics we followed, sometimes you have half of it going for and half of it going against. It's kind of really centric point of view. And on this very specific part of the telecoms package, we had contact with very good people inside the ALDE group, young progressist members of European Parliament. Most of them were under 45 years old, who clearly understood the stakes. And I heard the day before the vote that some of them had built an internal voting list that was an alternative voting list to the one that was made by the party, that was made according to our recommendation, and that they send to their friends and related members. So we really managed on this point to infiltrate the center group in order for divide it to our advantage. And I think this is the key to getting a coalition and to getting your votes in the parliament, is to split the parties. If a party line is vote against this, find some person inside of it who have an interest in voting for, and help them building a split inside the party. This is what we did for the center. Some persons in the right wing were for us, and it was funny what you said, Marcus, about the cultural differences among the members of European parliaments. Is some Swedish, not to name them, conservatives were more progressist than some maybe Polish socialists, and no, there was this Christopher Fjellner guy who afterwards was calmed down by his party, to say the least, but who for some time was an important voice. He was a young guy and he was convinced. We talked with her and he told her that for his brother that was 15 years old, internet was a kind of courtyard, like a schoolyard. So he realized the importance of internet in the life of everybody. And it was funny to see that a conservative can be more progressive than some other with a socialist label. And I said Polish, but I could have said any other country. It's not a matter of country, it's not a matter of party, it's a matter of people. And when you find the right people, then you can get some results. And now to talk about the results themselves, there were the votes, so on the 24th of September, in first reading, in plenary session. On the amendments, we flagged with minus, minus, minus. There were 3 of them, I think. All of them were rejected. On the amendments, we flagged with minus, minus. I think something like 80% were rejected. The word lawful content was written 15 to 20 times in the whole package. It's now only 3 times left. And during the debates, everybody agreed that no, the telecoms package is not the correct place for talking about content.
Oh, yeah, not really. Because everybody was talking about, when we came there and told them it's not about copyright. Oh, no, it's not about copyright. Nobody mentioned ever copyright within this debate. And then after the vote, I've been to an internal alternative hearing of the French government here in Berlin to talk about the graduate response, and Ruth Hieronymus, German conservative member of parliament, has been there, and she was really speaking there, because there was no press except me and my recorder, said, oh, sure, it was always about copyright, and we just mentioned it to the people who came from outside that it's not about copyright.